We'll call our meeting to order. This is a regular meeting of the Mayor and Borough Council of the Borough of Seaside, Park County, Ocean State of New Jersey, held on Thursday, September 19th, 2024, scheduled to begin at the conclusion of the work session, which has just now ended. Pursuant to the provisions of New Jersey's Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting was properly provided by transmitting the notice of the meeting for publication in the Asbury Park Press and the Star Ledger on January 5th, 2024. Notice of the meeting of the governing body also has been posted in the corridor of the municipal building and in the office of the municipal clerk. Roll call.
Councilmember Anfield?
Present.
Councilmember Condos?
Here.
Councilmember Connor?
Here.
Councilmember Kraft?
Here.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Here.
Council President Wilk?
Here.
Mayor Pearson?
Here.
Thank you.
Let us all now rise together for a moment of silence to be followed by our Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The first item on the agenda seeks approval of the minutes. Those are the minutes for September 5th, 2024, a work session, and September 5th, 2024, a regular meeting. Any questions, comments from the council, or if not, a motion?
I'll make the motion, Mayor. I'll second that, Mayor.
Motion by Councilmember Kraft, second by Council President Wilk. Roll call.
Councilmember Kraft?
Yes.
Council President Wilk?
Yes.
Councilmember Anfield?
Yes.
Councilmember Condos?
Yes.
Councilmember Connor?
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Yes.
Motion approved.
The next are ordinances. The first is final reading and adoption. It's ordinance 22422, an ordinance of the Borough of Seaside Park, Ocean County, New Jersey, amending and supplementing Chapter 405 entitled Streets and Sidewalks and Chapter 200 entitled Development Regulations. And this came about through research from the planning board, the committee, and the council, all of whom recognized an issue that had brought about public input as well, seeking to amend the prior ordinance and the application and enforcement concerning what are called, for lack of a better term, knee walls, and that could entail either wood structures, pavers, paving, concrete up to the limited height all the way out to the sidewalk area with some notice provisions. And this had a first reading, is it 3 weeks back or 4 weeks back? It was a while back, but there was an intervening week because it went to the planning board as required by law, and the planning board also had researched it and suggested another amendment which entailed the delay on the second reading, and that amendment entailed allowances for certain trees, bushes, and the like, as long as they don't interfere with the site triangle. And that is the history in a nutshell. I don't know.
No, you covered it perfectly.
Yeah, so it's something, and it came about with a lot of concern as it's a factor to assist homeowners in mitigation of flooding. That was one of the original ideas, but it's also used by homeowners in areas not necessarily right on the bayfront per se, but for aesthetics and otherwise. So, and the tree portion came about, those of us who've been around a while remember way back in history, the borough actually had a program with some grant money where trees were planted in that particular area by the town. So then a lot of them are still out there, and add to the aesthetics as well. So, anything else on council? If not, we'll go into the audience if there's any public comments on final reading adoption 22422. Yes, Mitch?
Compliment 204 10th Avenue. Just a general question. I heard the planning board meeting and discussion about having these walls or pavers in the right of way. And one comment was made, if the right of way ever needs to be taken over by the people who have it and the structure or the paver is removed, then it's up to that homeowner to deal with it. So we have a project that's supposed to start any day now from 14th Avenue down to 8th Avenue on the Bay front to redo the streets, including the curbs. And I live there. I now getting a lot overweight, and I'm trying to do some walking, and I've noticed as I walk along how many people have put pavers between the sidewalk and the curb, which will be disturbed, I'm sure, by this project. So do those people know that if they get disturbed, it's up to them to deal with it? There's a lot on in that section. Or am I reading it wrong?
No, you're reading it correctly, and a lot of those residents reached out to Public Works, and all those questions were answered.
Okay.
A lot of the residents did reach out. We discussed that at the Public Works meeting. In all fairness.
Any other comments on second reading 22422? Hearing none, I would close the public portion and I'd entertain a motion from the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilmember Condos,
Second that?
second by Council President Wilk. Roll call.
Councilmember Condos?
Yes.
Council President Wilk?
Yes.
Councilmember Anfield?
Yes.
Councilmember Connor?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraft?
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Yes.
Motion approved.
The next is first reading and introduction. It's ordinance 22423, providing for the reconstruction of a portion of the boardwalk in the borough and appropriation of $12,300,000, therefore authorizing the issuance of $12,300,000 in bonds and notes for the borough of Seaside Park to finance the cost thereof. And this has been prepared by bond counsel, Bill Mayer, who had recommended that that is the full amount of the iBank funding which they've awarded to the town. Whether or not the town proceeds with that full amount remains to be seen. Is that fair to say? That has not necessarily been determined, but this would authorize that funding if that's the direction that we...
That's it.
Any other comments from council? If not, any motion?
I'll make the motion, Mr. Mayor.
Motion by Councilmember Amabile,
I'll second it.
second by Councilmember Connor. Roll call.
Councilmember Anfield?
Yes.
Councilmember Connor?
Yes.
Councilmember Condos?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraft?
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Yes.
Council President Wilk?
Yes.
Motion approved.
And the next is first reading of an ordinance as well. It's ordinance 22424, amending chapter 135-7 of the Code of the Borough of Seaside Park entitled Permits Required for Use of Beach Rates, establishing a fee for the sale of souvenir beach badges no longer needed for public use. As per part of the discussion at the work session and prior research and discussion on numerous past meetings. Any other questions, comments from council? If not, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Councilmember Connor,
Second.
second by Councilmember Condos. Roll call.
Councilmember Connor?
Yes.
Councilmember Condos?
Yes.
Councilmember Anfield?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraft?
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Yes.
Council President Wilk?
Yes.
Motion approved.
The next are authorizations. I'll read them in summary fashion. One is the Ocean Running Club Half Marathon and 5K of October 6, 2024, 8:30 a.m. to 12:30. Location, the Boardwalk, Quarter Ave to 14th Ave, and that approval would be conditioned upon obtaining a permit from Ocean County as well. The second one, a Valor 5K, September 21st, 2024, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m., Stockton Avenue to 13th on the Boardwalk. The third, Edwards Wedding, September 27th, 2024, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., 14th Avenue Pier Gazebo. That condition, if approved, must be conditioned upon an adequate certificate of insurance. That has still not been received.
As I don't believe it's been received yet, but the county permit was just approved today.
Okay. And the next is the Tutela wedding, September 28, 2024, 2:30 p.m. to 3:45 p.m. at the 7th Avenue Beach. The next is the Columbus Day Parade, October 13th, 2024, 1 to 3 p.m. Boulevard cross streets between Central Avenue and South Ocean Ave, as the staging and the beginning of the parade itself takes place in Seaside Park. Any questions, comments from council on any of the authorizations?
Mayor, the only comment I would have, the one authorization for the Valor Supplements LLC, the 5K race.
Yes.
Their certificate of insurance names the certificate holder as the Seaside Park Recreation.
Yeah.
That's inappropriate. It should be changed to the Borough of Seaside Park. So maybe
Okay.
we can have someone reach out to them and ask them to please amend their certificate, because I wouldn't want to have an issue that someone says, well, there is no Seaside Park Recreation. Well, we should make it clear it's the Borough of Seaside Park. All right? Thank you.
Good comment. And Jenna?
Yep.
We'll have Jenna notify them. Any other comments from council? If not, is there a motion with the several conditions? A is conditioned upon an Ocean County permit, but I understand that did just come in. B is conditioned upon an amended certificate of insurance naming the Borough of Seaside Park itself. C is also conditioned upon a certificate of insurance being obtained. So is there a motion with those three conditions?
Yeah, motion to approve.
Motion by Councilmember Condos,
I'll second, Mr. Mayor.
second by Councilmember Amabile. Roll call.
Councilmember Condos?
Yes.
Councilmember Anfield?
Yes.
Councilmember Connor?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraft?
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Yes.
Council President Wilk?
Yes.
Motion approved.
And number 8 is Resolution 284, approving payment itemized claims as set forth on the check registry bill list for the period of time September 6th to September 19th, 2024. Any comments from council on the list, or if not, a motion?
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Motion by Council President
Second.
Wilk, second by Councilmember Kraft. Roll call.
Council President Wilk?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraft?
Yes.
Councilmember Anfield?
Yes.
Councilmember Condos?
Yes.
Councilmember Connor?
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Yes.
Motion approved.
And next item on the agenda are the resolutions. I'll read in summary fashion. 224-285 is authorizing our financial advisors, Phoenix Advisors LLC, to provide consulting services for the Boardwalk project, and that entails in particular the New Jersey iBank loans, projections, and analysis. 286 is authorizing the award of a non-fair and open contract for website design services and maintenance. 287, appointing special law enforcement officers for the Borough of Seaside Park. 288, authorizing a shared service agreement with Berkeley Township for use of the recycling center. 289, authorizing a shared service agreement with the Borough of Lavallette for the provision of a municipal court administrator services. 290, authorizing the sale of souvenir beach badges no longer needed for public use at private sale. And 291, setting the compensation rate for Michelle Campo as a part-time clerk 1 in the municipal clerk's office. Any comments from council on any of the resolutions? If not, I'll go into the audience. It's our practice to allow any comments on resolutions that are not required by law. If anyone has any, if they could give their name and address into the record. Hearing none, I would close that public portion. I'd entertain a motion as a consent agenda from the council for the resolutions.
I'll make the motion, Mayor.
Motion by Councilmember Kraft,
Second.
second by Councilmember Rotunda. Roll call?
Councilmember Kraft,
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda,
Yes.
Councilmember Anfield,
Yes.
Councilmember Condos,
Yes.
Councilmember Connor,
Yes.
Council President Wilk,
Yes.
motion approved.
And that concludes the written agenda. Anyone else on council have anything further at this juncture?
Mayor, the Fort Scott Building, the community center, the bathroom is complete in there as of today.
Great.
Make that announcement.
I know you're very happy.
That is a good announcement.
Yeah.
Back open and running.
Yes.
ADA
Not quite yet,
compliant.
It just passed all the inspections this afternoon. We'll get it tidied up a little bit tomorrow and have it open probably by Monday.
Very good, and thanks all around. A lot of hard work.
We also received the CAFRA permit for the boardwalk project, and DEP today.
Yep.
What was that? The CAFRA permit that's issued by the DEP, it usually takes about 6 months, and I guess that's about what it took.
And anything else from council? I know we have a lot of thanks, but we're going to officially recognize some of those involved in that thanks and commemoration at an upcoming meeting, it's my understanding. But we have in the audience, naturally, we have our chief. We also have former Mayor Condos, member of the police department, recognized, but those thanks go to a lot of individuals, and in particular to a Class 1 and a Class 2 officer for act of heroism this week. We all remember what happened last fall with the going-bys of the 2 offshore hurricanes, and they only have to be within 400, 300 miles, and we get the riptides, and that hasn't happened as much this year. We've been fortunate, but it happened this week again as a storm almost formed off the Carolinas, and we had the riptide up and down the Jersey coast. And we thank all the members of the police department. We thank the fire department, our rescue team, and everyone involved. And if it were not for those officers, I understand it's Officer Cox and Kinlan in particular, but the whole department joined together, and we thank them, commemorate them, and I know we're going to, the chief wanted to have them officially recognized in the very near future, and I think that's an excellent idea, because we were very lucky to have them, and they indeed saved lives, literally. There was one of the teenagers would have been lost, so we thank them, thank everybody involved. Okay. Anyone else on council, anything at this juncture? If not, we'll go into the audience. If there are any public comments, yes, Shirley?
Shirley Dressel, 700 North Bayview Avenue. Thank you, Mayor, for contacting the county. I don't know if they ever got back to you. No, I didn't think so. But I did notice that when the tide's very low, there is a lot of stone there that may be a possibility, since, I mean, it's been put there, it's out in water, if that can be pulled back to the curb line. I mean, it's there, and what's happened is because of the force of the water, it's been pushed more towards the water, and perhaps during a low tide, either the county or maybe we could even just get the front end and loader and pull some of that stone back to where the flooding problem is on that street. Just a thought. The other thing is, and I'm not gonna get upset over this, we find out most of our stuff by reading Lavalette Shoreby. And when my kids were little, I used to say, you won't be in so much trouble if you tell me the truth, just don't lie. And I'm standing here saying, I think you all lied to the residents of this town, because when these properties were taken, we were told there was going to be a public meeting with input from the public as to what we would like to see put on these properties. And then you read where you've already kind of made up your mind. And I don't think it's fair to the residents that you said there would be a meeting, and there's never been one. And to me, that's lying to us.
What properties are you referring to, just so you know?
Desert.
Well, N Street was one which was supposed to be put up for sale, went to auction, then all of a sudden, we're not selling it.
Sold.
Park Central, N Street sold?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, we had it up for sale twice recently.
Right, and now with the market the way it is, we are really stupid to sit on it. Park Central and the Desert Palm. Mrs. Urso sat right here when the mayor said to her, yes, we will have a public meeting and listen to the residents to see what they want to see on these properties. And that's where I'm upset, because you never did it, you went back on your word. Thank you.
Huh? I don't know if I mean, no, I don't want to, I mean, I'm not taking it personally when you say lying, because I wasn't here for all those things, but I mean, we did have the public meeting about the Park Central for the one particular idea proposal, which, quite frankly, we can't fund anyway, even if everybody agreed to it. And I know you've brought forward many ideas, as have other people, but there's no decision's been made, so I'm not sure where the lying part comes in, but
Because
I appreciate your comment.
it was never advertised to the people. Those of us that come to the meetings, okay, we got to hear about that. But it's never put out there. We're going to have a public meeting and discussion about the properties and what you'd like to see on
Yeah.
that. Not just this group. There's more residents in town than this that want input and want to be able to hear it. Thank you, Jean.
I don't know, I heard my name mentioned, but I'm looking at the shore beat, but if you can look out at the audience, not that I know, but I recognize the person, the shore beat individual who writes the articles, listens to the tapes of the meeting, which anyone could do. That's how they're written. I haven't seen that particular writer here for quite some time, but I second Gina's comments. There's no decisions that have been made. The one property, the M Street one, was available for public auction. It went out to bid twice and no one bid. So that's
Can we do it
that was
again?
before my time as when actually overlapped. I was the mayor.
We'll do it a third time. Now the market's way up and somebody would buy it.
I'm sure someone would buy anything at the right price, but that one didn't even, I don't know what the minimum bid was, but.
And at that point, you could do a duplex there, now you can't, so
Yeah.
it's worth more, and we got no bids.
Yeah.
Put it up again.
And was there, I don't know if there was a minimum, there might have been,
There was-
250 or something?
No, it was around
Eight?
800, about that amount.
Yeah, I don't know. Any other public comments? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Councilmember Kraft,
I'll second it, Mayor.
second by Councilmember Connor. Roll call?
Councilmember Kraft,
Yes.
Councilmember Connor,
Yes.
Councilmember Anfield,
Yes.
Councilmember Condos,
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda,
Yes.
Council President Wilk,
Yes.
motion approved.
And thank you, everyone, for coming.